It is Thursday night, and the most exciting aspect of your night is about to begin before possibly a snooze fest of a Week 11 football matchup. We got an illustrious guest stepping through the Flex Zone Forbidden Door for the first time, and we can't wait to talk to this brother about the birds of Baltimore and the landscape of the NFL. If you know, you know. Another illustrious guest here on the Flex Zone podcast on a special Thursday night edition. Stay tuned. We're getting ready to go live. What is up, everybody? Happy Thursday, Friday Eve, almost to another week. You know what time it is. Time for another live stream here today on the Flex Zone podcast. Only place Raj giving you sports how you want it.
When you need
it. Got my boy Raj with me, the man of the people. We got a very, very special, illustrious guest. But real quick, the social media producer, the man who makes the streams pristine, not gonna waste too much time. Big Raj, what's going on, my guy?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Big Raj. I'm here, and I can't wait to talk to Sip Tatali. He's going to be a wonderful guest.
If you're in the chat, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Appreciate everybody tuning in. It's pinned at the top of the comment section on YouTube, our wonderful guest channel. Before you do anything else, go over there, show him some love, spam his comment section, like his videos, and just tell him how great he's doing with the content each and every day. He literally just got off of a stream, but he did not think it was too much to join us here on the Flex Zone podcast. We reached out to him. We got a story of how this all came about we're going to get into, I'm sure. He does great work on his channel. Home of the Ravens Roundup. Ravens all 22 film breakdowns because the eye in the sky does not lie. He ranks those draft prospects in the offseason, of course. And, of course, the Sip Tatali podcast. He does live stream, play-by-play, post games. Anything Ravens, you name it. And he calls out the bull jive. Joining us for the first time, walking through the Flex Zone Forbidden Door. Put your hands together for the coach, the OG, the one and only Coach Evans of Sip Tatali. Joining us here on the Flex Zone podcast. Coach, what's up?
hey, I feel like, oh boy, the hype me up.
Oh, man. What's going on, Coach? How you feeling tonight, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How y'all doing today?
Great, brother, man. Happy to have you, man. It's been a long time coming, man, and we just appreciate everything you do each and every day on your channel, and just wanted to let you know, man, keep up the great work.
Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Just sitting here going through the intro and the process, I was like, okay. I'm never too old to learn, so I'm learning, and I rob and borrow from everybody. So just know I liked the way that went. And it might be robbed and borrowed, and in my own certain kind of way a little bit, but that was pretty good.
Feel free, Coach, man. We appreciate it, man. It's a pleasure to have you again, man. Let's just start here, man. For those who don't know who you are, Sip Tatali, Coach Evans, who are you? Where did you come from? How did you become a Ravens fan? And how did you end up with one of the best creator spaces for Ravens content on the YouTube airwaves?
We'll go back a little further, have a little story time. So the name of the channel is actually kind of gives you part of my story. I'm originally from Mississippi, and I moved here in Florida. And so me and my homeboys was talking when I wanted to do a podcast, what to name it. And we had all kinds of silly names in our group. But one of them said that, and I was like, ooh, that's pretty good. And the podcast really just started off as an avenue for the kids here in town to talk about their recruiting process and how football life was treating them. Because we had our newspaper was terrible at covering high school football. And I'm an old high school football coach. So I was trying to start a space where I could talk to coaches and eventually talk to players about their journey, and they can have a real space to tell their real story. And that's how it started. And I got about 15, maybe 20 episodes in on that, and it was going good. I will say my last guest in the Just podcast space was probably my biggest guest. And she used to cover Mississippi sports, like the whole state. And then she went, as soon as she left us, she went to she went to LA to cover the Warriors. But before she got big time, I asked her to sit down with me. We talked the last time. And so she was just starting her job with the Warriors. And I talked to Courtney Cronin. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but she left Golden State. Golden State. And then she became a beat writer with the Bears. And now she's just the Chicago Bears ESPN analyst. She done hosted First Take a couple times. She hosted Around the Horn, I think when the host was sick. So she's just a regular ESPN personality, and her name is Courtney Cronin, and she did a great job in high school. And I just saw that like this young lady gonna be pretty good, and she went all the way to ESPN. So she was my very last just vocal guest. But who got me into the video space is Bosh Lombardi. He played high school football for me in our hometown, and he was doing his cowboy thing, and I would see it and whatnot, but I ain't really, give it no matter. But he knew I had a podcast, and he was like, well, Coach, once you do the video stuff, I said, what would I do? He's like, do what you did in our meetings. And then I guess and I listened to a couple of his streams, and he was basically saying the stuff I taught him. I'm like, well, let's try this. And it just happened to be around the time we drafted Lamar. And I will say I probably coattailed his success a little bit. I didn't start because of Lamar, but my video process kind of started because, around the same time Lamar came into the fold.
Awesome. Raj, you want to tell a beautiful story of how this connection met and how we were able to get Coach in here, man? It was beautiful how it all worked out.
Yeah, well, we met at the Dolphins tailgate in Miami. He had came to Be More Around Town tailgate, and it was great. It was wonderful. The people were great. Atmosphere was great. Food was cool. And if Coach was just sitting at the table chilling out, and I was telling my uncle, I was like, there go Coach, there go sip the talent, there go Coach Evans right there. And he was like, yeah, that's Coach Evans. So I went over and I said hello to him, and we rapped about a couple things, and he gave me a shot glass that I wish I still had, but he gave me a nice shot glass, and I was like, Coach, you got to get you on the show. And then Coach was like, I would love to be on the show. So, we made it all happen that way. And Byron, you did the email thing as you always do. And we set out a date, and then here we are.
Exactly. Did your uncle tell you what, before I knew he was your uncle, did he tell you what he said to me?
I briefly heard it, but I think it was like going to the bathroom, so I didn't fully hear it.
I had matter of fact, I had this little camera right here sitting on the table, but it wasn't on. I just had it sitting up. And he yelled over there, "Ain't no bad analysis this week." I said, "No, sir, not yet, unless it needs to be."
Oh yeah, I did hear that. I did hear that part. Yep.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the first time I saw you, because I was talking to him, but I kind of see you behind him.
Yeah, because I was just coming back, or coming over. So yeah, yep. That's how we introduced ourselves. But I've been following you for a good while, Coach. I mean, you've been like all over the space, your own channel. Like, you're a legend in this game right now, as far as like analysis and things that's going on. So I've been following you for a good while.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Trying to get like our boy Ing.
For sure.
Yeah, most definitely. But my first question is this, Coach. How did you how did you get into coaching?
In my blood, I think I've always wanted to be a coach. Because my sister is 7 years younger than me. For a long time, it was just me. And my mom I don't remember, but my mom tell this story about, like, when I had to be in the house, I would just take pennies and nickels and draw plays on, like, most of us had blocked floors, growing up, how we grew up. And so, how the floor be blocked off. In my mind, that was a football field. And I'd be playing football with, like, nickels would be the old lineman, and pennies would be everybody else. And then and these days, the X factor would be the dime. I had all kinds of stuff in my head. And when I came through high school, I played football and baseball. And when I finished, when I decided what I wanted to do with my life, I knew I wanted to coach. But in Mississippi, in order to coach, you had to teach. So that's why I became a teacher to coach. And I did my first 2 years in Brookhaven, Mississippi, and we were okay. The third year, which is the year I actually graduated, I thought I was going to get a job at the job I had did my student coaching at. And dude didn't hire me, so I went to my hometown. Unfortunately, that guy not hiring me cost me a chance at state championship, because they won a state championship that year. They had about 4 or 5 All-Americans on the team, SEC guys. Then they had the Mr. Football on that team as well. And I knew they were going to be good. So that's why I tried like heck to make that be my first job. But they won state, and it was all love. And then I just been chasing that high for 22 years up in here till recently.
Uh,
Go ahead, Byron.
Oh, I was gonna, talk about these Birds of Baltimore, coach. I mean, I was waiting for, Raj usually kicks it off, so he has great stories. But I gotta ask you, coach, how do we go from your infamous viral photo of you looking sad after the Texans game? I showed it to Raj when we was on the stream. I said, "Oh, look, coach is down. Everybody's doing their shows and live streams. Our boy Nitro, he's speechless, which is a godsend. You got Engraven, lost for words. We was up here fussing and cussing. 1-5 to now one game under 500. Going to Cleveland, which is never easy. We all know as Ravens fans, divisional games, how that goes. But a potential with a lighter schedule. Obviously, no game's ever easy in the NFL. But this team, how do you see them hitting into week 11? And are they the favorites in the AFC North to do it yet again?
I'll say this. Our margin for error went from minuscule to like about that big. We actually have a margin for error now, but we need to take advantage of this slate right here. We don't, because every year we have those games where a team beat us that shouldn't. Hopefully those games are already in the past, even though those were the top tier. Where at the time we thought top tier teams in the league, and the one team that wasn't, we scored 40 on them. So I think going into this game, I think the Browns are very good on defense, but their offense will not allow defense to be Superman for 80 some odd plays. You just can't do it. We've been in that boat too. I think versus the Lions, defense, offense was on the field for 80 plays, and the defense out there sucking air. We run out of defensive tackles, but that's how it's gonna have to be like that. I think we are the favorites. I think I think the Bengals are going to beat the Steelers again and make it even. And then we got 2 games with the Steelers and 2 with the Bengals.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we all even Steven right there together. And that'll be week 12. And so now it's a 5-game race.
Well, can I ask you a follow-up real quick before Raj goes about the division? I mean, we know Cleveland is Cleveland. How do you see about this Joe Burrow thing? Do you think he plays maybe by the Thanksgiving game? What do you think they could be? I know the defense is Swiss cheese. And the Steelers, I call them the cockroaches because you think they die, but they never do. And they somehow find a way to win. And then you're like, how the hell are they 9-8 or 10-7? And then, now you kind of see the defense looks a little old. They can't protect Aaron Rodgers. Tomlin is a little bit of getting flustered, maybe looking how Harbaugh was. How do you see this division as a whole, I guess, 3-team race?
It's funny how, and we're in a division. It is funny how the division has failed. It's just 2 years ago, we had everybody over 500. Almost the impossible 4th team get in the playoffs. And it's just the cycle of football because a lot of the good teams are now in the NFC. Well, a lot of the complete teams. But as a whole, Pittsburgh defense still scares me. I never saw DK Metcalf as a threat by himself. I didn't see him as a threat with Lockett. And then once Lockett left, I didn't see him with a threat by himself. When he came to Pittsburgh, I saw him as a threat until they got rid of George Pickens. And now him over there by himself, he's not a threat to me. He might get you one time, but he ain't going to consistently beat you with that body frame. But their defense, because those 3 pass rushers, they scare me. Herbig, Watt, and I forget the other one name. Highsmith, yes. Them 3 cats scare me just as much as the 3 guys Cleveland has Sunday. Because they got a good D-line. If the D-line wasn't good, I wouldn't be tripping. Now, the Bengals, they'll try to outscore you, but if your defense is more solid than them and you can keep up with them scoring, which I think we can, their margin for error on offense is minimum because they can't go 2-3 drives without scoring because the other team gonna keep scoring. So as far as the division, I do think we have the best chance to win it. And I would honestly say the Bengals have the second best chance because they're just as potent on offense with Joe Burrow as they are with Joe Flacco. And as far as him, Burrow coming back, I did see the initial thing was Thanksgiving, but I think they said the actual target date is that next week.
Okay.
Now, Coach, what is going on with this offensive line? Why is Falele so bad, and why is Voorhees just as terrible as he is. I don't understand it. Going into the off season, I thought, Falele started all last season. I was like, all right, he's getting in shape, he's getting his body right, he's getting his mind right. He's gonna come back, he's gonna be a little bit better.
Mhm.
He just went completely backwards. He's even worse than he was last year.
All he did was lost weight.
What's going on, coach?
One thing that I don't like that they do, and I don't know if it's taught or it's just habit or something, they don't shoot their hands and get their hands like, thumbs on, well, I can't say what the coaching word is, but thumbs up and press guys out. They always hugging. And on the channel, just to kind of simplify for some folks, I just say they out there hugging their girlfriend. And I've seen Ricard do it, get knocked on his butt. I've seen Voorhees do it, get knocked on his butt. I've seen Ronnie and Falele do it, get knocked on his butt. And I don't know if the play happening too fast or if Warhop is teaching this, and I ain't one to crap on a dude that probably forgot more football than I know. But that's BS. You can't win from leverage out here, giving up your chest and letting them guys get inside you. You can't even win a fight like that. So what? And football is just 125 fights. You got to get leverage. You got to be able to move them people with your feet or move them with your technique. And if you don't get leverage and you give up your chest, your feet and your technique don't matter. I could move some of them back, with the proper leverage on
them. All right. So when are we going to see Emory Jones? Like, I know he just came back. I know it's a couple games that he's been inactive. Do we ever see him on the field this season?
Somebody asked me that a few minutes ago, and I told them I think the only way we see any alternate lineman, and I hate to wish this. Well, I don't wish this. I'm just saying it. If somebody goes down, and the reason I say this is because it's too many games in for you to go changing and messing with that whatever kind of chemistry they got. If they got any kind of chemistry, it's too late in the season to mess with it, because then you'll get a worse line. If we was gonna do the trial thing and move people around, that should have been done already. So am I a fan of keeping Falele in there? No. But at this point, chemistry is more can have more value than a new guy in that is, because he may get in there and they don't feel like the game don't feel the same to the two on his right and left. That chemistry is more important. Now, if you had a veteran, like proven guy, that'd be one thing. But we got a bunch of non-proven guys back there. You got Ben Cleveland, and I hate to, two rookies. What's the Emory and Benson. Only guy that you might can trust a little bit is Corey Bullock, and we ain't never seen him in no real game other than the sixth lineman. So you really don't have a legit backup to even try something with. And with No Boom, and we know No Boom don't belong out there at all.
How far do you see this team going at this rate?
All right, so this may not be the popular opinion.
Gotta keep it real.
And it's me, if 8 puts on a jersey, I believe it can happen, despite 72 and 77. If I have, and I don't DR 8 publicly, because I want people to think, well, I'm just one of those Lamar Ravens, because I was like the team before he got here. But I have so much admiration for what that kid can do on the football field, and this is in my mind, he's inching toward one of the best to ever do it. He's inching that way. A Super Bowl would probably definitely have him in my head, and another one of either, like both of them, he would definitely be up there. Even though he may not never get the amount of rings as Tom got, but the stuff this cat doing, and now he's figuring it out kind of before those, legend quarterbacks did, because they figured it out right around 30, 31. Peyton, who else? Aaron Rodgers, all them guys was a little old. I know Aaron Rodgers won his first at 27, but still, he got more football to play, because now he ain't just a runner. He ain't a athletic quarterback. He's a quarterback that's athletic, because he can stand there and kill you in the pocket. And that's what he wanted to do in the first place. And he'd been telling us he wanted to do it. We just, all of us didn't see the bigger picture. He did. And so now we just have an athletic quarterback. And as his legs go away from him, the head game and the mental of football will be there.
How do you feel about the injuries? Raj mentioned, keeping Lamar upright. He didn't practice yesterday. He practiced today. Humphrey probably going to be out for a little bit. Bateman catches a pass, then all of a sudden he's hurt. It's like we thought they were good, then kind of the injuries creep back up. And it's kind of league wide, but you see teams who have injuries still find ways to win games.
Mhm.
Is this
I
team going to be able to hold on?
I think early in the season that was a concern of mine, but like with the TJ Tampa, who is probably gonna play a lot because of Marlowe, and 38 Martin ain't bad out there either. I think Martin has been playing well. I think TJ Tampa would play if he had to play outside corner, and then if they got to do something in the slot, it would be Martin. So they'll take Marlon's role and divide it between those two guys, in my opinion. But as long as we don't have injuries to anybody on the line, well, injury on the line might help, honestly. Lamar or Derek. Defensively, I think we have enough talent to be okay, with the exception of maybe Kyle being injured. So I think we can sustain with our role at this point, because the linebackers been playing ball here lately. But I think because Kyle can do so much. There's nobody on the team that can do everything that he does. And so they'll have to kind of go back conventional if Kyle were to go down. So I really, if I had to say, I'll say Kyle on defense, and obviously, Lamar on offense if it's just one and one. But I think we can sustain, because I do remember the Steve Saunders days. I remember them clear.
Don't get me started with that fool. He got a lot of people hurt. How you feel about Draymond Jones' performance for his first game being the Raven?
I told Raj he was a little skeptical, coach. I said I think he's a little bit better than you think, especially in the run game. I know you watched the film, and he can move inside or play outside as well, and help out the D line.
I was with you, but what I will say he surprised me at is I didn't realize how twitchy he was, like how well he could not only get after the passer, but drop and look fluid and don't look like a robot out there dropping, and then change directions on the stunts and like that. When I first heard they were going to play him inside, I'm like, man, here we go. Trying to zig when everybody else zagging. But like you said, watching the tape, that man pretty good. And then you put him with some guys that are pretty good as well, he all right. So I don't know how he wasn't having success over there with Simmons, because I love Simmons. But I guess the bulk of Simmons is probably spread out through all the other guys we got. I'll put it like that. So you got a bunch of pretty good guys versus that one great guy beside him. So, and then he probably can do more stuff with us, because we always look for guys that can do multiple things, and we even force some guys that can't do them to do them. But now we actually got a guy. He probably looks the best in coverage as a defensive lineman since who was the edge they forced out because he was hooping and got hurt, and they just never would really bring him back. Bowser.
Oh,
Bowser.
Tyrus.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. He's about the most athletic edge I've seen since he left.
What do you think about Mike Green?
Ooh, Mike is figuring it out. Like Chris led like 2 weeks ago with our Chalk Talk show. He showed a video of Mike beating one of the Ohio State guards last year, who I think plays for the Vikings, and he just morphed it into one this year. Like maybe his first sack this year, and he showed like the difference in how how it looked different. How the college was smooth, and then in the NFL it was kind of choppy. Well, he did one yesterday that was exactly the same as the one in college against Ohio State guys. Every move was on point. And then he didn't get the sack. He got a pressure. Later on in that game, he starts off with the same move, and you see the tackle try to overset, and he spin on that cat so fast. He is putting it together. He's getting to the point where, I know how fast I need to go to do X, Y, Z. Or I know what angle I need to take to do all that. And that's why I think it was unfair when people were judging him early, because he's a rookie. He got to figure this stuff out. No matter how good you were in college, you still got to figure out the speed of the game, the nuance, how you beat people. Because look at Mike. Every tackle he go against probably bigger than it, probably stronger than it. So he got to figure out where he can out leverage them at, where he can speed them at, and that take time. And the fact that he's starting to figure out in week 10 or 11 is great, because some guys never figure that crap out.
Ojabo. But what you think about why is Keaton Mitchell not getting put in the first quarter? Like, why do we wait till like the second or third quarter to see him? Don't you think he should be like at least getting a couple touches in the first quarter?
So this was the topic of conversation on my channel earlier this week. Like, what really does Keaton do for us. And my opinion was, is that the offensive line is not good enough to consistently give Keaton the ball, because I feel like Keaton has to have stuff blocked right for him. Now, to counter that, I also feel like Derek has to have stuff blocked right for him to be successful. But Derek can, one, fall forward, get your yard or two. Two, take a little more punishment than Keaton. Because, and I'll be honest with you, when he ran that little toss this first play and he threw the ball out of bounds, it scared me. Because that is the exact way it happened in Jacksonville. I was in Jacksonville when it happened. That is the exact same stepping out of a tackle, foot landing wrong. The exact same. And when the ball went flying, my nerves were shot. Because I thought for real that it had happened again. But I feel like Derek can take the pound and fall forward, and he needs to be like your jab, and let Keaton come in and be a counter. Do he deserve, some snaps in the first half? I mean, you could. I ain't opposed to it, but I did come to a happy medium in the chat box of that video. 10-4. For every 10 Derek get, Keaton should get 4. And I felt like that was a good, good ratio, because it could be 8, then 4, then 2. However it is, just mix him in, especially when he gets to the point where he fully trusts it. Now, I personally don't think Keaton got a lot of wiggle. A lot of people do, because they think speed is wiggle. Straight line speed and running through an arm tackle because you fast is different from somebody breaking through the line of scrimmage, which they always do on us. And then you can and go about your business. I don't think Derek can do that. I don't think Keaton can do that. Only back I think that can do it, and he's the worst back, is Justice Hill.
He's hurt too.
Yeah, yeah.
He's banged up too a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he did get hurt on the kickoff.
Yes.
He did. Sure did.
What is it going to take for Isaiah Likely to be the number 1 tight end? I know a lot of people in a community, they love him. They want him to be the number 1 guy. But so far this year, he's been hurt. He's been coming back a little slowly. He'll have a performance here or there. Like, what is it going to take for him to be that man?
Well, there are a bunch of conspiracy theories out there in the Ravens land. Anytime somebody's due to get paid, their numbers drastically go down. So that's the people say that's the man holding them back so they can pay him. That's what the people say. I personally think they got a lot of weapons. And with him getting hurt early, that kind of messed up the chemistry with Lamar, and probably getting back in the groove in it. But if you keep it a buck, they got a lot of weapons. You think that Kolar has become a weapon? That's the 3 tight ends right there. D-Hop, Zay, Ted was a weapon until he disappeared.
You'll see him this Sunday.
And then you got, your 2 backs. Well, at one point it was just 1 back, but now you got 2 backs now. I think it's just trying to spread the ball around, keep the defense guessing, and just actually take what the defense give you. He can't be a demand the ball guy, because the offense needs to go vertical as it does horizontal. And when you're good, you really don't have a guy dominating unless it's like running the football or something like that. You need variety. You need to be able to have answers to whatever they do. And speaking of answers, I think Todd Monken and Lamar had a great job of answers versus the last time he faced Brian Flores in Miami.
Speaking of Todd Monken, he's been getting criticized left and right this year, and he's been getting a lot of unfair treatment, I believe, from Coach Harbaugh and others.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think he turned it around during the 3-game winning streak?
I'm gonna say like this. Dude's tough, man. And then he a real one too. Like the little hour-long conversation I had with him way back when, I've been in his corner since then. And at that time, you can talk to people saying, it really ain't gonna get out. So dude been solid for a long time. He was one of the few college coaches that didn't quote unquote lit boy me, because I was a high school coach. Talked to him about an hour, did what he said he was gonna do in the meeting afterwards. And just, to me, he a real one. And I've followed his career since then. And knowing the guy I talked to in that meeting room, he's showing me that in Baltimore, that he don't really give a what they say. He gonna do what he think is right. And if it ain't right at the end of the day, hey, I'll go. And you show that passion, I think, to kicker a couple weeks. When that was the dude I know. That night that whoever recorded that video when he dapped him up.
Oh, yeah.
I know
Yeah.
that dude.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know the proper, good etiquette monkey. I know that dude that was in that alleyway with Kicker.
Okay.
What about Zach Orr on the other side?
Ooh.
Only issue I have with Zach is adjusting faster. This is his second year being a coordinator. Last year he was basically a rookie. Only thing I have with Zach, adjust faster. I think Zach gonna be one of the ones, but he got to adjust faster. That's it. And I don't mean like week to week. I mean drive to drive. Like that. And I understand guys were hurt, but there's no way Detroit 2 90-yard drives. I don't care if you put 75 people in the middle of the field. Do something different. Do something different.
What about Harbaugh? Let's go back to Harbs at the top. A lot of
Yeah.
people calling for his job. I mean, if he turns this around, he's been coaching his ass off as of late. He hasn't done anything outlandish that people like to criticize him.
True. And if we make this turn around and do something big, he's definitely gonna keep his job. So that's the gift and the curse. But I will say this: we hadn't questioned a lot of his decisions lately, whether it's been timeouts or challenge flags or none of that. And then the fact that they're trying to get it together, it's just impossible to take away team success and not give it to the coach as well. That's darn near impossible in sports. So if we turn around and do this, when we turn around and do this thing well, dude ain't going well unless we win it and he want to walk away. And that to me, that's best case scenario.
I always say that Harbaugh is a gift and a curse. He's a gift because they always play hard for him. They
Mhm.
never quit on him. Even if he's wrong, they still gonna fight for their coach.
Yep.
But he's a curse also because he's hard-headed. And he's gonna do it his way.
Mhm.
And if you don't like it, you're gonna go in that doghouse. So
Yep.
it is what it is with him. So I mean, I'm not mad that he's still here. I just hope that he can get it done this time.
If he can get it done, man, I'm cool with it, man, because that'll be two for him that will be relevant again. We probably have him for another 8 years, but hey,
Yeah.
long as we got 8, I believe we got a chance.
And his neighbor, Eric DeCosta, I know he gets a lot of fire, but you look at the rookie class, yeah, they were a little shaky, but you look at Tyler Lute, no issues really there. Malachi Starks looking like the first round pick at Georgia, who was there when Todd Monken was there, I believe.
Mhm.
You got Mike Green. You got Okoye on the D line. You got Jackson this past week, undrafted, coming out of nowhere. Teddy Buchanan is looking like the best linebacker of the rookie class, one defensive player of the month, and playing next to Roquan, who looked great, by the way. This rookie
Mhm.
class, I know they were getting a little schooled in the beginning at first. Maybe they're starting to figure it out. Because I think a lot of people say around week 10, week 11, it's kind of like you're not a rookie anymore. You're kind of
Right.
going into your second season. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Them all those guys, it's amazing. We was doing Chalk Talk with Chris, and we stopped the tape. We had 4 rookies on the field. We had Aeneas Peoples, we had Mike Green, we had Teddy Buchanan, and Malachi Starks, and it was like the 4th play of the game. You're like, how are we supposed to win like this? And there's no knock on them. It's just this is like it was maybe week 2 or 3 or something like that. You got 4 of your 11 guys rookies playing in their second or third NFL game, and it's crazy. But they have come along. Malachi's come along, Mike's come along, Teddy's come along, and those 2 gunners, I freaking love them too. Keon Martin, who was a try-on.
Mm-hmm.
Keon Martin went the day my former player had to try on for the Ravens this year. They were there together. He walk on basically, made the team and making plays, and then crash out Jackson. Them two dudes play so hard, and I think that goes back to what you said about people playing hard for Harbs, because them two on special teams, damn, that made every play. And then I looked at it this week on kickoff. We had about 3 starters out there. Malachi was out there. Kolar was out there because at the time Kolar was considered a starter, and somebody else on kickoff. So them guys playing special teams, they going to get it.
Yep. I don't got. Well, you got anything, Byron? I'm trying
Well,
to think.
I was gonna. I guess we can go broad NFL if you want to,
Okay.
Roger. Real quick, hit a couple things. Real quick, we'll start AFC. Do you believe? Well, we don't believe in the Colts here on this channel, but you may. I'll just say we, not to put everybody in the umbrella, but I will. We don't believe in the Broncos offense. We believe in their defense,
Mhm.
and we believe in the Patriots. I thought they would win 10 games this year. I like Drake May a lot. Are they for real? And I think that game will be flexed with the Ravens coming up in December. Who out of those three is maybe the biggest surprise? Who you think has the most staying power? And who's been maybe a disappointment in the AFC, in your opinion, as well? Some teams that maybe aren't living up to the expectations, maybe like the Chiefs or the Bills, even maybe.
The biggest surprise for me. Let me go back to y'all the Colts thing real quick. I agree with you, but I don't believe in the Colts. I don't believe in a quarterback.
Okay.
And
Okay.
taking like if it was a different guy, I would believe in them.
Okay.
But if
Yeah, we like Jonathan Taylor a lot. We happy he's healthy. He's doing his thing. And we like the owner. She's very talented. We
yes,
like the owner.
yes.
We like the owner.
And I love what she's doing over there, that role and everything. Because like you can spend all this money,
Yeah.
you need to know what you're
And
talking
getting
about.
Sauce looked pretty solid last week. It looked pretty
Yep.
solid.
That approach is probably gonna take over. Why just wait? Just gonna do what you got to do. But AFC wise, I think the biggest surprise to me is the Patriots. I haven't per se watched them yet, so I don't know what they're good at, what they're bad at. I heard people say Drake May in the MVP candidacy, and he throwing a bunch of deep balls. You know, the Henderson running back is doing well, but I haven't sat down and like watched them in a game yet. So I don't really know what they're good at. But
Have you seen this, Coach, by the way, about the clone? I mean, Drake May.
The clone.
Well, you heard that. You heard that conspiracy theory, right? You know, they said he cloned his dog, and they said also it was somebody else, you know, down there, and that ended up with the Patriots. But the numbers are crazy. I mean, Drake May, he reminds me of Herbert. I know you do a lot of draft analysis.
Uh-huh.
We said like a Herbert kind of guy, but maybe even a little more potential. You know, has to have some good things around him. But Stephon Diggs is looking like the guy he was in Maryland.
right. Man, this is wild.
Yeah, you know.
Keep in mind,
Yes, sir.
the people that don't want to read between the numbers, when Brady took over, they were a defensive team. So he ain't had to do a lot.
All right.
Brady evolved into the GOAT. But when he put these numbers up in the same amount of games or whatever, Brady was relying on his defense. So there's a little context to that picture. Year maybe 3 or 4, that's when Brady started.
I would say after the third
Brady.
ring, Coach. I say after the third ring is when he really became Brady. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. In my opinion,
and I agree because like it was the defense.
Yes,
They
defensively
they were
kicker, man.
solid.
Yeah,
Yep.
kicking game.
That's right.
Yes.
And they cheated one with the Raiders. During the tuck rule. The invention of the tuck rule.
Yes. So
Don't worry.
you believing in the Colts? Okay. A little bit.
A little bit.
Okay. Out of the
When
three.
you can run the ball, your run game matters.
Well, I
And
told
whatever-
Raj, I said I would love the Ravens to go to Indianapolis or Denver or maybe even New England. I would. I personally
Yeah,
would.
we see New England this year, so we're gonna find out what
Oh
they're
yeah, we're
about.
gonna see. Oh, we're gonna be ready. That's gonna be prime time. The world will be watching.
I will say I don't fear anybody in the AFC this year.
Okay. What about the
And-
NFC?
and-
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I
Go,
feel
go.
some of them.
Okay, I was gonna say because the AFC is kind of top heavy. We say the
Yeah.
NFC is kind of a la carte. You kind of get an all you can eat buffet. You got the Eagles, got the Lions who played this week. I know you did your picks today. We can
Mhm.
get into that. I mean, Green Bay made this big move for Micah, and he's on the milk carton, as we like to say. You can't find the brother. I mean, what do you look at the NFC West? Can't forget the NFC West. The Seahawks and the Rams. We know Mike McDonald, what he's doing. They played this week. I mean, so many storylines. The Bears are, painting their fingernails, but they're winning games, Coach.
And AJ
Yeah.
Brown is still upset, even though he's a defending champion.
Exactly.
Lord.
Exactly.
How you feel about this crazy NFC?
Man, it's rough over there, man. Mike to me is the king of the castle in NFC right now. I think Seattle is the cream of the crop over there.
I picked them this week, by the way. I'm picking
But
this week.
the thing is, the Rams right on their butt. San Francisco ain't bad, and they really quarterback situation is still up in the air, and they been hurt, and they hanging in there. Detroit's another team, or probably the only other team in the NFL that I would say plays harder for their coach. So they're gonna be in the fight, and then Philly add more pieces to that defense. It's crazy. The surprise for me is the Cowboys, because they can score with anybody, but I didn't think their defense would be that bad. You got GP and CD Lamb. They
Did you like the
scored pretty
trade
well.
getting? Did you like the trade? Not to cut you off. Did you like the trade getting Quentin Williams, and then they got Logan Wilson too, who's a really underrated linebacker? Maybe what they're trying to do, maybe next year.
That's why I was gonna say I
Okay,
like it.
and I think they will re-sign Pickens too.
They won't.
I think they will.
Okay, yeah,
I
okay.
think they will.
I think it was like with the lady said with the coach, like let's go and fix this now. And if it help us this year, fine. If not, we setting ourselves up to shape our team with a good defense down the middle next year. Because Logan can still play. He just didn't want to play with them. And then Quinn is one of the top 3 or 4 defensive tackles there. So you good if you good up the middle, you good. So they got to find them a solid safety, and then they can work around everything else because they got some pieces. They not good up the middle, and that's where people hurt them up the middle.
Speaking of that, I got to go back to that now. Now that you brought up Quentin Williams, does Meta BK come back next year? I know he got a neck
I think
injury.
he's done.
Think he's done? Oh,
It's you see it's fading away.
yeah, it is.
I think he's done.
It's crazy. We haven't heard anything though. Like it's
Nothing.
just silent.
He hasn't even said anything.
And it's like we don't even know what happened. I mean, you watched the film, I'm sure, as much as anybody.
I tried to find it.
I was going to say, I don't know where it happened. I'm asking you. You don't know.
The only play I thought it could have happened that it was a little obvious. Remember, Rowe got that interception versus the Bills, and he went back to go hit somebody and kind of extended his neck. But I mean, he played both plays after that. So and then I watched like up in the line where there's some awkward maybe with head contact or something. I dissected that, and I just couldn't find a space when it happened. So
they were saying it happened when Rowe got the fumble recovery for the touchdown.
Oh, that's what I meant, not interception. It was fumble recovery. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that right there is just it's weird because it's like he hasn't said anything, and then Harbaugh's being weird about it. And he's on injured reserve, and so they're keeping it hush hush to the public, I guess, until the off season. But yeah, it's just a weird one.
I like what Travis doing in his absence, though.
I do too. They're gonna need to resign him.
Mm-hmm.
That's a must.
Yes, just like we were talking about with the Cowboys being solid up the middle, we got to do the same because if we got trash D tackles, your $100 million linebacker will be missing in action.
So how you feel about that with Lamar needing a new contract? I know Raj is nervous about that situation. He says give Lamar whatever he wants. If he wants equity in the team, he wants this guy, that guy. You get it to him. I mean,
he wants
Tyler Linderbaum.
He wants some new guards.
He didn't resign Tyler Linderbaum. They didn't give him the franchise. You got a guy in Isaiah Likely, Kolar, and Andrews, all 3 tight ends. I mean, there's going to be a lot of pieces that need to be re-signed on this team going into the next season.
With the tight ends, we definitely getting one back. That's Kolar. Unless somebody like Howard see the value in him like we do. But I think that one is coming back regardless. In my opinion, if they sign Mark over Likely, I would be extremely, extremely upset. Extremely upset with that decision. That decision would rank up there with the picking David Ojabo over George Pickens with me. And that non-draft pick right there is the biggest issue that I refuse to let go, that I hold on to with the front office.
Go and tell him, Byron. Go and tell him.
Hey, I like the Ojabo pick, and I was wrong. I mean, you probably watched him in college. He looked good, man.
He did look good on the other side of Aiden Hutchins.
Yeah, you're right. Yep, you're right. And that's why I told people, temper your expectations on Mike Green. I think he's going to be good, but just give him time. Give him 10, 11 games to let him, like you said, find himself. So
I had George Pickens as the number 1 guy that year on my little draft thing.
Okay.
And part of it was what he did in college, but he came here to a 5-star camp, like an elite camp, right when who's our running back coach? Willie Taggart was the coach.
Taggart, okay.
And George Pickens came to like his first like elite camp, and I was able to go in because I was still coaching at the time. And normally at these camps, a kid will go there, go get back to the line. A kid will go there, go get back in the line. Well, at some point, somebody said something to George Pickens, and I don't know who he is now because he's a high school junior going into a senior. He was like, line him up. Went up there, boop, 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 caught the ball. That, next 2 guys, I got it again. Who the next one? Put him out there. Woo, woo, woo. 2 more times he did that. I said, this kid good. This kid got the physical ability and the mentality to be great. I didn't know that was going to be the GP now, but then when he went to Georgia, he had injury issues. But just for me putting my eyes on him, I knew that kid was going to be great, no matter what I see on tape of other people.
I agree.
Yeah, we could have had him, but we didn't. Oh well.
Rest of the injured outside linebacker.
Yeah, a lot of those, unfortunately, in Ravens history. Coach, how do you see the Super Bowl in Santa Clara at La Stadium playing out this February? Will it be purple in the AFC representative, and who you see maybe in the NFC, or things we need to look forward to end of the season?
Honestly, I'm really about to put my purple shades on here.
Put them on.
I see a Harbs versus McDonald Super Bowl.
Okay, I like that. I would like that. I like that.
A teacher versus student Super Bowl.
I see a Harbs versus because I'm putting all my purple shades all the way on because I just feel like we can do it. It's a long shot, but I ain't gonna never tell us no until we ain't no more. And Mike is killing it over there. Mike got something on that defense that he didn't have with us. Good, really good D tackles. 2 of them. And then he could do so much other stuff with the tricks and games that he played. And he found his little Kyle Hamilton too.
Him
Yes,
and
he
Ward,
did.
the kid
Mhm.
out of South Carolina, you're good.
Yep.
Yeah. Good player.
But I hope you're right though. I'm praying that and I'm hoping that you're right because, like I said, the only thing that scares me is just those 2 guards, man.
Mhm.
And then those if those 2 guards can actually play a little bit better and keep Lamar Jackson upright without him getting sore or hurt or whatever, he can continue to do what he does. We'll definitely have a chance.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's just going to be his health. His health is going to be probably the number 1 factor.
Mhm. Put that man in the bubble.
Yes, bubble boy or bubble man or whatever you want to call him.
Oh man.
But,
All right, Coach.
yeah.
I know you've been rocking with us. You're busy, man. Appreciate your time. What are you cooking up on your channel next? Where can the people keep up with you, and you want to leave with the people on this?
Just
good
on the
Thursday?
daily grind. I got a little schedule going with the Mondays. I'm doing a little recap. Tuesday we're doing the roundup, Ravens roundup. Wednesday I do chalk talk with those guys. And Thursday my little preview week, we just basically get on stream and have a little fun with pick'ems and the power rankings. And then I do my preview either late Friday night or Saturday morning. And so that's kind of what you get. But you'll get stuff on X randomly about football and on YouTube. That's why I'm over there cooking up videos based off what happened last week or a combination of things.
Yes, sir, Coach. We appreciate it. Make sure you guys click that link there below and go to Coach's channel. Sip to Tally. You got the history. You got the great content. He's the eye in the sky. He does not lie. Gives you great content. Give it up for the one on the Coach Evans.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you,
too,
Coach. Yeah, we're gonna
Thank
do this
you for
again.
coming too.
Yeah.
No
And-
problem. No problem. We definitely don't have to make this the last time. We can do it again soon.
Yeah, and shout out to
Yes,
Lunch
sir.
Break, Hot Take, everybody in the community, all the
Yep.
good folks, all those good
Roll
people,
Pod,
man. Yeah, Roll.
Yolanda, Engraven, Nitro, on the
Yes,
Ken Show.
everybody. Yes, Raven C, I know you watching. Big Reg in the chat. Shout out to everybody watching. Engraven stopped in. So appreciate the love and camaraderie among this community. And Coach, we appreciate you. Blessings with your time. Keep up the great work. And we'll be reaching out doing this again. And we'll be watching you on your next video.
Vice versa.
One more time. Appreciate you, Coach. One more time.
Appreciate
Coach Evans, the
Appreciate it.
OG,
Appreciate it.
the legend. Sip
Appreciate
the
it.
Tally.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Coach Evans, ladies and gentlemen, joining us here tonight on the Fleck Zone podcast. Make sure you guys click that link. Go check out Coach Evans. Check out his work. Check out what he does. Great content, I promise. And Raj, we're keeping the rocking and rolling this weekend with some more great content as we got everything really. Ravens, Commanders, Maryland football, a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Starting with SmackDown tomorrow, of course. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming this weekend. So stay tuned, hit that like and subscribe button. You're gonna find something that you like on there, hopefully. And we'll be talking about it. So yeah, just stay tuned for more content. The crew will be rocking out with us tomorrow. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Yesterday was kind of fun. I don't really rock with AEW like that. Like I
You
used
enjoyed
to.
it?
But Blood and Guts was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, I saw Bobby Monsoon was shilling it. A lot of people was liking it last night.
Yeah, it was all right show. You know, it was a pretty good show. So it was all right. So
Glad you
hopefully
have-
SmackDown is okay tomorrow. Probably won't be, but you never know. But yeah, we got a lot more content. Ravens content. Commanders play this weekend, right? Are they
9:30 from Madrid. So early post game. We'll get a preview probably as well tomorrow. Maybe if Cavante's with me, we'll probably get one tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely get a pre-game show for Commanders, pre-game show for the Ravens football against the Cleveland Browns, and post-game show with me and D. Post-game show with you and Cravante that Sunday as well. So plenty of stuff coming. Just lock in with us. Hit that comment section. Let us know what you think. And I see we got some new people in the chat as well. So definitely appreciate you guys as well too.
Yes, Big Raj, appreciate you, the social media producer making the streams pristine. Raj is rocking with me each and every day. We're live. All your weekly wrestling shows, Raw. You talked about it. NXT, Dynamite, SmackDown, all the PLEs. We got Survivor Series coming up. We got War Games. We got Full Gear next week. We got John Cena's final match less than a month away.
Crazy.
We got so much content. Ravens, Commanders, as we mentioned. NBA's back. Maryland football still rocking and rolling. They could play in Illinois this week. Talk about that. Basketball. So something for everybody here on the Flex On Podcast, Raj. Only place give you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
Appreciate you, Raj. One more time. Show some love to Coach Evans. Go subscribe to his channel, Sip the Tally. He'll be back on the channel soon. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Engraven was in the building checking in. Big Reg. Who we got? Victor, Killer One. We had some Colts fans. We had Colts Pacers, 1831. We had a little bit of everybody in the building. Alex was in here. Fairs, Mathana. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Shavonda was in here. Morgan, thank you all for watching. Throw your ones up, acknowledge us. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell. You're watching on X. Come on over to YouTube. Hit that like button. We out of here. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow with more content here on Flex On Podcast. Your home for giving you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. Peace.